All right, so I was now trying to make a connection between physics and math. And we say that mathematics is a tool for physics. Many of the physical laws are written in mathematical equations. And so once we can apply maths to it, it becomes logical and it becomes more robust. It becomes something that people will have to accept based on the fact that there is some mathematical principle that you can use it to prove something about the physical law or property. All right. So physics is mathematics is very important to physics. In the earlier times when people started studying physics, maybe back in some of those historic times, math and physics, you couldn't really tell the difference between the two because they both were practiced together as one. So a mathematician would be a physicist and a physicist would be a mathematician. And you will find that most persons who appreciate math also can easily appreciate physics. Not every mathematicians are physicists though, but I happen to be a mathematician as well as a physicist. All right, or should I say a physics teacher then. Now, so we will see a lot of mathematics applied to the things that we're doing in physics because we need that maths to verify some of these principles, all right? So physics and history, we say this deals with laws and principles and the people who are responsible for them. Now, of course, physics is not a subject that just came around a century ago. Physics has been around for a very long time. And there have been many scientists who would have made their contribution to the development of physics. And because of that, you'll find that a lot of the laws and principles, we may have units of measurement based on these persons who have already made their contribution. So you may find like Sir Isaac Newton would study force, and by studying force, he was one of the scientists who did a lot of work with forces, and so he made contribution and he came up with his laws of motion, and based on these laws of motion and the force that are behind them, when we're dealing with anything with force, we usually use his name as the unit of measurement for force. So if you're measuring a force and you're finding out what the measurement of the force, the unit, we would measure it in what we call newtons. So if we're talking about a force being 5 newtons, we are saying that we're using the person name as the unit. And not only Isaac Newton, not only that scientists alone have made contribution to this. There are many, many scientists who have done so. And in a similar way, their names are being used for different units in force. Like you find out there was a guy who known as Ampere, who studied electric current, and so current would be measured in units called amp. There was a guy named Sir Alexander Volta who who studied the energy in battery and current, And then now the energy for current would be measured using his name, voltage. And there is also a guy who would have looked at and studied frequency, and his name was Hertz. And so frequency would be studied in units called Hertz. So what I'm really getting you to understand that a lot of the units that we use in our measurements in physics comes from the names of scientists who would have made their contribution to physics, and based on the area that they have studied, the unit would be applied there. Is that clear, guys? Let me see the hands if you are following what I'm saying. Ms. Morris, are you following me clearly? Ms. Anushe, are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. All right, so as we go along and as we learn more about the physics, you will find a lot of units are in the names of scientists. All right, now measurements and units. Now, as I said, we have to apply math a lot to physics. And so the measurement system that we use is what we call the SI system. So the value of physical quantity is expressed as numbers of units in the International System of Units, formerly called SI system. SI in this context would read System International. All right, now the SI system is a measurement system, and it is based on decimals. When we talk about decimal, anyone familiar with what we mean? Miss Morris, what do you understand about decimals? Thinking about it? All right, Ms. Anushe, do you have anything you want to say about that? Have you heard of the decimal system before? Let me see hands. Guys, are you there? Can I get a response?
Yeah, when you're talking about the decimal system, it would be like the same definition in mathematics or so.
Exactly. The same decimal system that we use in math. Miss Anushe, anything you want to say in relation to decimal? Are you there, Miss?
Sure.
Can you respond so that I know that you're there? I am not sure if Miss Anusha is there. Miss Morris, you want to continue saying what you want to say?
I was just saying that a decimal is normally consists of a whole number and a part and a fractional part.
All right.
So,
all right. So let me ask a quick question. Do you like math, Miss Morris?
don't like it, but I have it, sir.
Okay. So you can probably manage along the way. Miss Anushe, are you?
Yeah, I have a 2 in it. I don't know how that happened, but I get a 2 in it.
All right. So as you would have mentioned about decimal, so tell me what you understand from decimal system. or even a decimal number in decimal. What do you know about it?
You still continuing with me, sir?
Hmm?
You still talking to me? Or is the
Yes,
other
yes,
lady?
I'm talking to you because Miss Anusha is not responding. I'm not sure what is happening with her.
So basically, sir, you have
Right,
100, tens, one,
I'm writing a number here. So
100 and 1,000.
let me say we have 3, 5, 6.
You're writing something?
Yes. Are you seeing anything on the slide?
No,
All right.
no.
All right. Maybe let me put it
Just seeing you.
3, 5. Are you seeing it now? The
No, I'm seeing you.
slide. Look at the slide.
There's no slide. Oh, yeah.
You're not seeing any slide?
No,
Oh, so all this time while I'm talking, you're not seeing anything?
I wasn't seeing the slide. I was seeing you.
All the time? Oh,
Mhm.
let me stop sharing and see what happens. You should be seeing this slide.
No, it gone and you're only there.
All right, now look on, are you seeing any slide now?
Yes, I see.
All right,
It's gone.
yeah, I'm just going back. Are you seeing it now?
Yes, I am.
Right, so you should be seeing this all along. So all along you weren't seeing anything.
No,
I'm sorry about
I
that.
was seeing you.
All right, so I'm just writing now 3, 5. You're seeing what I'm writing now, right?